Hello students, once again welcome to the LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with the course Mathematics 1, same chapter, sequence and series. But today's topic is absolutely and conditionally convergence and power series. As I told before starting this lecture, you have to revise all the previous lecture, that means all the previous tests. Otherwise, this lecture it seems to like hard to you, okay, and you will get confused for how sir apply this test and from where this coming, this step is coming, everything. Okay, so if you and hope so you refer all the previous lecture and previous test, and you have to just listed out all the tests so you can understand this lecture better. So let's very first topic of this lecture is starting with the absolutely convergent and conditionally convergent. So the series sigma un is said to be absolutely convergent if the corresponding series of absolute value, corresponding series, that means this is our base series, from this we have corresponding series this sigma mod un, that means absolute value. Okay, so absolute value of this un, this is convergent. So given series is this, that means we have given un, we will find absolute value of this and we will check this, and if this is convergent, then we can say that this given is absolutely convergent. Okay, this is the definition of how we will check this convergence of mod sigma un by the previous test. I am just telling only this, and in this sentence you have to understand that you have to revise all the previous lecture. Okay, now what is conditionally convergent? So the series sigma un is said to be conditionally convergent if the sigma un is convergent but sigma mod un, that means absolute value, is divergent. That means see, understand, I'm just giving one chart like this. This is our given series. We will find sigma absolute value of un. If this is convergent, then we can say that this given series is absolutely convergent. Barabar? Ready? This given series is absolutely convergent. But if this is divergent, then we have to check this. We have to check. Otherwise, no need to check if it is convergent then. But if this is divergent, we have to check this, and this is convergent, then we can say that this is conditionally convergent. If this is convergent, then. If this is divergent, we cannot say anything about the series. Only it is convergent or it is divergent. Just finish. Not absolutely, not conditionally. Okay. So you have to remind this path. That means this is given. We will find this magnitude value series. Then it is convergent. Then it is absolutely, given series is absolutely convergent. If it is divergent, we will check the original series. And original series is convergent, then we can say that it is conditionally. One condition is there. What is the condition? That absolute series is divergent. This is the condition. That's why it is known as conditionally convergent. Okay. Now one theorem: if this series sigma un is absolutely convergent, then sigma un is known as convergent. Simple. Okay. And not if convergent series is positive term, then it is absolutely convergent. Convergent series is positive term series. And what is positive term series? We have already seen in previous lecture in zero test. Okay. So to understand this absolutely and conditionally convergence, let's have a look on the example. We have 2-3 example. First example, determine absolute and conditionally convergence of this series. This. Now you will say that, sir, this is alternating series. So why can't we apply alternating? We cannot apply alternating directly because here they ask about the absolute or conditionally convergent. So we have to find and we have to go through this path. Okay, we cannot directly find the alternate series. So as un is this is our whole entire un. We will find magnitude value, absolute value of un. That means this minus become plus, so we have this. And now this is our new series. So forget about all the things and just check for this. Now which test is applicable here, that you have to check? That you have to check with test. I am giving this is the comparison test. How? So you can check. You can take n square from numerator, n cube from denominator. So we have Vn is equal to 1 by n. And by limit comparison test, Un by Vn, we have 1 which is finite and non-zero. As I told, finite and non-zero. So by limit comparison test, we will check this un by p series, and for p series p is equal to 1, and for p is equal to 1 we know that sigma vn is divergent. So sigma vn is divergent. By comparison test we can say that sigma this mode un is also divergent. And I told this is our given series. We will obtain this series. We will check this for convergent or divergent. So we check this for convergent divergent by using comparison test. It is, if it is divergent, then we cannot say about the given series. We have to check the given series. If it is convergent, then given series is absolutely convergent. That's finished. But it is divergent, we have to check the original series. Check. Okay, so by comparison test we have just said that sigma mod un is divergent. So now we have to check the given series, this original sigma un, the original, that means this given in the question, is convergent or divergent. Okay, so this is not absolutely. So now we have to check for the conditional convergenceness, and for that now this given series, this minus 1 raised to this, which is given in the question, is our alternate series, because now here we are gonna check this sigma un, not sigma mod un. Sigma mod un we have checked, and which is divergent. So this is not absolutely convergent. So we are gonna check this, and we will check this by Leibniz test. In Leibniz test we have to first check each term is numerically less than its preceding term. For that I told un minus un by n plus 1, and by simplifying this is the final answer, which is greater than. That means this greater than 0, that means un is greater than un plus 1. So each term is numerically less than its preceding term, so we can apply Leibniz test. And what is the Leibniz test? We apply limit on the nth term. That means this, okay, un only, removing that minus. So if we put or take n square common, so n cube common, so I cancel out n square n like this, n square as it is, n cube common, so 1 plus 1 by n cube. So I cancel out this, we have this, and if we put n is equal to infinity, this is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 into infinity, entire term is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, and in Leibniz test, if sigma un is equal to 0, then given series is convergent. So sigma original is convergent by Leibniz test, and original is convergent, but absolute is divergent, so it is conditionally convergent. Okay, so as I told that from today onward, last 2 lectures is depends on the previous 8 lectures. Not 8, only 6 lectures maximum taste of the series. Okay, so you have to remind all the previous tests. Okay, we have one more example. Determine whether the series this is convergent or divergent. That we have to determine. Okay. So So here we have un is equal to cos n by n square, which is both positive and negative term, which series is negative and positive both terms, but it is not alternating series. So we will take absolute value of this series. Okay, so absolute value of this series is mod of cos n upon n square, which is less than or equal to 1 by n square, as we know that. So this is our Vn, and by comparison test, in comparison test we will check this by P series test. By P series we can say that P is equal to T is greater than 1. So sigma Vn is convergent, so sigma Un is convergent, and sigma un, that means mod un, is convergent. So by comparison, so we can say that sigma un is absolutely convergent. As I told, sigma un is given. We will find absolute value of un. If it is convergent, then original is absolutely convergent, and this happened with us. So original is absolutely convergent. And by theorem we can say that if original is absolutely convergent, that means it is convergent by theorem. Okay, so this is the two different example based on alternating series, or that means we can say that conditionally and absolutely and conditionally convergence. Okay, so now we have new topic, power series, which is most important, and based on this topic power series, next lecture is totally dependent. Okay, so pay more attention and check or remember the steps how we will find the convergence of power series, and which series is known as power series. Okay, so a series of the form sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity a n into x raised to n is equal to, if we put starting from n is equal to 0, a0 whole raised to 0, that means 1, so we have a0. If you put n is equal to 1, so a1 whole raised to n, that means whole raised to 1. If we put n is equal to 2, a2 whole raised to 2, plus up to so on, a3 x minus a whole raised to 3 is known as power series. In powers of, you can see x minus a raised to 1, x minus a raised to 2, x minus a raised to 3, and so on. So it is power series in powers of x minus a, or we can say that a power series centered at a. This is our centered at a is our center of this series. Or we can say that power series about the point x is equal to a, because x minus a is equal to 0, so x is equal to a. So we have three statements: power series in power of x minus a, or we can say that power series centered at a, or it is power series about point x is equal to a. Okay, now here this x is our variable, and this an that is a0, a1, a2 are constant coefficients, of the power series. Okay, so for example we have this. So how we can directly by observing we can say that it's a power series in power of x. Always you will get in the power of x or something x minus something, that means x minus 1 or x plus 1 or x plus 2 whole raised to something, that means n, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is called power series. Okay, and here power of x is given, so it's power series in power of x. But other than this, we have no any other test. We have to apply previous test only. So let's have a look on the example. Example is test the convergence of the series. Why we say this is power series? Tell? Yes, because here x is given, x square. This is power series in powers of x. So first we will write down the where x greater than 0. So first we will write down the un, nth term. Okay, so here you can see that x is to n minus 1, and in denominator we have 1, 4, 7, gap of 3, 3 gap, that means 3n minus something, means 2. This is also gap of 3, 2, 5, 8. This is also gap of 3, 6, 9. Table of 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, so 3n. This is previous term 3n minus 1, this previous term 3n minus 2. Now, most of power series we will apply root test or ratio test. Here we will apply ratio test. For ratio test we know that we will find un plus 1, that means we will put n is n plus 1, so n plus 1 and minus 1 as it is, 1 cancel, so we have x raised to n. Here n plus 1, that means 3 into n plus 1 and minus 2 as it is. This is our first bracket, this bracket. So 3n plus 3 minus 2, that means 3n plus 1. Similar way for this and for 3n. Okay, so we have this un plus 1, and now we will take the ratio test, that means un plus 1 upon un. So we have this un plus 1, and this is upon un, that means it is reciprocal of this. Numerator goes to denominator, denominator goes to numerator. By simplifying and cancel out, we can and no term is cancelled out here, only x raised to n, x raised to n. So we have remaining x raised to minus 1. Okay, and we can take n and n common from here and n and n common from here. So we have this answer, and now we will apply limit on the both side. So n tends to infinity gives this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 and this 0. So we have 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27, same to same denominator. So cancel out 3 3 all 3, so we have only x. Now in ratio test we know that this is our L. If this L is less than 1, then series is convergent. If this L is greater than 1, then series is divergent. And less than 1, that means lies between 0 and 1 also. And if this L, that means this L is equal to 1, then test is failed. For that we have to apply different test. So we will see this. Let's have a look on the next step. I'm just removing all these things. So we have by D'Albert ratio test, series is convergent if lies between 0 and 1, as I told. Divergent if this given x is over L is greater than 1, and if x equal to 1, then test is failed. For that we have to check for the x is equal to 1. Okay, so let's start for the x is equal to 1 by using different test. This is our un. Now I am putting x equal to 1 here. So 1 raised to anything is 1. So we have un is new this. Now this is our new un, and we can apply comparison test here. As I told, you have to remember all this test. Okay, why I am just applying comparison test? Because I can take maximum n common from the denominator, so I can get Vn easily. That's why. So we have Vn is equal to 1 by n cube, n from here, n from here, n from here, this n cube. Okay, now we will check this by P series test. Before that, we have to check the limit comparison, that means ratio of un by Vn and limit, and it should be non-zero finite. So it is our non-zero finite or not? Yes, 1 by 27, which is finite and non-zero. So by limit comparison, and in this Vn is our P series test. By P series, n is equal to P, which is greater than 1. So sigma Vn is convergent, and sigma Vn is convergent. So by limit comparison, sigma Vn is also convergent for x is equal to 1. So we have series is convergent for this and divergent for this. Now also we know that for x equal to 1, series is convergent. So we will put equal to here. Okay, so final answer, series is convergent for 0 less than x less equal to 1. So why this less equal to 1, you can understand. If you will get divergent for x is equal to 1, so this equality comes to here. So answer will be here equal to or here equal to will be cancelled out. If we get divergent for the x is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the example of power series. One more example. Is the conversion of this series this where x greater than 0. So let's start with the un. Here it is clearly seen that whole raised to n is given. whole raised to n is given, then we have, yes, root test. So we will apply 1 by n on both sides. So 1 by n on right side, so n cancel out. So we have this term by applying limit. Okay, on both sides we have this term, and by taking n common and cancel out, so we have final x. This x is our L, and if this less than 1, L is greater than 1, L is equal to 1. Okay, so by root test, conversion for 0 less than x less than 1, diversion for x is equal to 1, test fail for x is equal to 1. Test fail for x is equal to 1, so we will check. So we have, this is un. Now we will put x is equal to 1 here. So 1 raised to n is 1, so no need to write down. So we have un is this. Now we have to apply any test other than root, because root gives us 1. Okay, so root test is failed, so we have to apply any other test. So I am taking n common from here, so we have this. If we give this raised to n and this raised to n, so we have two different. This is limit of this is e, and limit of this is e square, so we have 1 by e, which is not equal to 0. And as we know that in zero test, for positive term series, if limit is not equal to 0, then not convergent, and positive term series is not oscillate, so it is divergent. And we can say that for x equal to 1, given series is divergent by which test? By zero test for positive term series. Okay, so we have final conclusion: conversion for this as it is, and divergent for x greater equal to 1. Now equal to goes with this, because for one series is divergent. Okay, this is our final answer. So we have this DIY, do it yourself. Okay, so if you practice this example, you will understand better this next, after this lecture, last lecture of this chapter. Okay, that will be radius of convergence and interval of convergence. Okay, so power series is most important for next lecture, and previous test is by default, it is compulsion to remember or remind for you. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Keep practicing, keep learning. We will see you soon with next lecture. Thank you very much.